right, so once you've installed WordPress on your web server, you're going to get a username and password for WordPress, and then you can go to your domain and /wp-admin. You can log in with your username and password. Once you're logged in, you finally have your website online and you're ready to customize it and start blogging and do all this fun stuff with WordPress. So when you're logged in, the first screen you're going to see is this WordPress dashboard, which you're going to be seeing a lot. And you see right here, you can customize this whole screen. So usually what I do once I have websites set up, I put in my Google Analytics widget here on the dashboard to see my traffic right away and see what kind of keywords are sending me traffic and what kind of websites are referring me traffic, that kind of stuff. You can customize the look and feel of your website here. You can completely change your theme here. Edit your front page. By default, your front page is a stream of blog posts with the latest post first. You can change that and have a custom page as your home page, which I recommend you do once you're set up. Initially though, if you want to start blogging right away, you don't have to get so much in the customization. If you don't want to, you can just start blogging. And you can add additional pages. And if you just want to start blogging, you're going to see over here posts, and then down here pages. So if you're going to add an additional page, what a page is a static page. So it's a page about you or a contact page. So you can add a blog page and you can assign it, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment, so that a certain page is used as your blog. So your blog is not your home page. And then posts are your blog posts. So you can add in blog posts, you can put them in categories, and you can add tags, so keywords that describe them for search engines. And then of course you can view your site here. You can also go up here and view it, and you're going to see this toolbar up here is going to be available when you're navigating your website if you're logged in as the administrator. And then you can manage widgets. So widgets are for your sidebar or also for the panel here. And a widget allows you to customize the look and feel of your sidebar on your website. So you can add in social sharing or a Facebook like widget, that kind of stuff. And then you got menus. So you can change your top menu or a bottom menu depending on the theme. It'll be like home, blog, about, contact. That kind of thing is a basic menu. You can turn comments on and off. And then when you get comments, you're going to get them over here. You can answer them over here and then learn more about getting started. So WordPress has extensive online help to kind of answer every question you have. And let me show you down here, you can mess around with the theme. So on your home page, initially you're going to have all this to get you set up, and you can just hit dismiss if you don't want it, and it disappears, and then you just have this here. And then you can go here and access the same stuff. So themes, click on that. You can upload a theme. Up here you can upload a theme, and by default you have these 3 themes from the last 3 years. Or you can upload your own theme or choose a theme from WordPress's theme directory. And you see here I have Divi theme installed. It's a custom theme builder. I use it for a lot of my landing pages, so I've uploaded this to this website so I can get into kind of doing front-end modifications of Divi themes using the builder. And then customize again. You can customize the look and feel of your website there. Add in your widgets, menus, backgrounds, editor, that kind of stuff. So that's where the code is. Generally, you probably stay away from that until you start to learn HTML and CSS if that's what you want to do. And then you got plugins. So you can go to add new plugins, and then you get all these plugins. So if you want to create a social network on your website, you can use BuddyPress. You want to have discussion forums, BBPress. You want analytics and different kind of add-ons for your website. Jetpack is pretty good. Then you can see popular plugins to get some ideas of what kind of plugins you could use on your site, like special galleries, CAPTCHA codes to reduce spam. WooCommerce is like the best system on WordPress for commerce if you want to sell products on your website. Lots of different stuff. You can cache it so your website loads faster. All this stuff. There's literally tens of thousands of these plugins that you can get. And then they have recommended. You can favorite plugins there. And then you can search. So let's say you want to have social sharing. Then you're going to get some options for social sharing plugins. And what I recommend is look for the number of reviews and look for 4 or 5 star reviews. Then you have here the number of active installs on websites, whether it's compatible with your version of WordPress. Generally, if it comes up in search, it will be. And then last updated. So recently updated is important. And then you see more details here. So you see a description, installation instructions, screenshots of how it's going to look on your website, and then FAQ, changelog, reviews. So you want reviews that are good, right? So you see here, perfect plugin, great plugin, excellent support, easy, friendly, and contemporary. So in this case, you probably want to install it. So you hit install now, and then it's installed. And then when it's installed, you have the option to activate it, and then you can go through the settings to set it up. So what I recommend with a social sharing plugin, for example, you want to try lots of different options to find the one that looks right for you and feels right, and you can set it up the way you want it. So you can try different options. And it's very easy to install plugins or remove them later, have multiple plugins that do the same thing, and just deactivate the ones you're not using. So you can really play around with the search here and search for different stuff around social sharing and SEO. Usually those are the things I start out with. I'm a big fan of Yoast SEO. So you can find that. I install this usually right away when I set up a version of WordPress. And then you see here, generally you don't use the editor for the plugins unless you're a coder. And then here you have users. So under your profile, you can actually change your bio. So there's nothing there by default. So you want to add in your bio. And then you have tools where you can import and export different theme settings and different kind of content that's already created. And then you have settings. So let's click on settings. And right away it's going to take you to general. And then you can choose your site title, your tagline. This will be set up usually by your web host. And then your email address and some time zone information you might want to update. And then you have writing. I generally don't modify any of this, but you can mess around with email servers if that's what your thing is. You got reading. So generally, by default, you have your latest posts as your home page, so your latest blog posts. You can change this to a static landing page you can use as your home page. And then here you can set up a specific blogging page. So your blogs will be at your domain /blog. Instead of your home page. You can, if you're just working on a website, you don't want Google to index it right away, you can turn that off. Generally, I don't do that, play around with that. I don't mess around with that too much. Usually, if I create a website, I like to kind of create it fast, and Google's not going to index it usually right away. It's going to be a few days, especially if there's no links coming into your website. Then you got discussion. You can play around with the comment settings. You got media. You can mess around with some thumbnail settings. Generally, I wouldn't modify discussion or media. And then permalinks is very important. So it's the link structure of your website. And by default, it's like this, but you want to make it like this. So you want to have it with keywords that you use to describe your blog posts. So you want to have URLs that have the title of your blog post or something similar in them. And you want to make sure you hit save changes for that. And then you're going to get more stuff under settings for plugins you install. And then for builders like Divi Builder, you're going to have a specific menu option for them. And then back to dashboard. And basically that's pretty much what you have for the WordPress settings. And then I'm going to take you through a quick process of adding your first blog post. So you can actually do it right here with a quick draft. But you can also go here and get the full WordPress editor. So you're going to see here, you can add media, upload files, etc. And then you have your blog posts. So it's, yay, my first blog post. One more exclamation mark. And then you're like, this is it. Boom. And you see, because I set the permalinks, boom. It's basically using my title as the link, describing what the post is about, right? And then you can mess around with the font here, bold it, italicize it, make a bullet point list or a list, a block quote. You can add in horizontal lines. You can put it in the middle. Let's just say take off some of this stuff as well and just make it in the middle. And then you have some other options here for links. You can add links to stuff. This is usually stuff related to the theme you install if you add a custom theme. And then you have some stuff down here. And generally you're not going to see this because you got to open the kitchen sink here for the full kitchen sink. And then this is really important, the undo button. I use this the most by far. And then you got some stuff around formatting and just pasting as text rather than with formatting attached to the text. And then you got text coloring to play around with. And then here you have the hierarchy, which is important for SEO. You know, your title typically is an H1, and then your first kind of section title would, you know, be an H2 or an H3, and then your paragraph is just your text. And then over here you hit save draft if you're just working on it. So WordPress will basically save every 30 seconds or so in the cloud, so you never lose anything, which is so important. It also saves revisions, so you can go back to earlier revisions, which is great. And then you can hit publish when you're ready to go. So here it is, published, and then you hit view post, and there you go, right away. So this is a theme I just set up, and right away it's an early post, and you see it doesn't look very good, but you know, you can make this look really nice, add in images, and the comments are down here. It'll look a little different when you're not logged in. And then you got the widgets over here that you can customize as well. And then anytime you can go back to the dashboard by going up here. And that's a quick overview of the WordPress dashboard.